Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's Books Crypto Club virtual catch-up over coffee. It's Sunday, the 24th of May, and we run these sessions every Sunday. We record them, put them up on YouTube if there's anything of interest said. So let's see who's going to join us today. That's more like it. James, good afternoon. How are you?
Hey, Gary, good to see you. Hi, Dana. Hello.
Hey. How are things with you, James?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks. Yeah, it's sort of got a little bit more back to normal in terms of work-wise, which is good. Yeah, I mean, I think whether second peak's going to come or not, that would be the big thing. But yeah, no, things are okay, not too bad at all, actually.
Cool.
Just sort of getting used to it now. How's things for you?
Yeah, good. It's always keeping an eye on what's going on around the world, particularly in the crypto space, and seeing the prices going up, down, and all over the place, and loving the conversations that are going on about people who are saying, "Oh, well, this is what I predicted was going to happen," and in fact, it isn't, and vice versa. Yep. Yeah. It's always funny whenever Bitcoin's price is going up, you get loads of people who are experts suddenly appearing. And they all seem to magically disappear again when the price goes back down again.
Yeah, it's like the TA guys when it's kind of like, oh yeah, and this dip, and you can see this, and that's why it's like, yeah, it's called Harry Hindsight.
Yeah. Well, that's why I always say, if you want to listen to anybody who really knows anything about crypto, only listen to the ones who've made a serious amount of money out of it. Because the majority of people have done well out of crypto simply through pure good fortune and coincidence and luck, and nothing actually more than that. But they'll all tell you that it's actually because they're real experts.
Yeah.
Now, is Dana managing to actually connect now? Oh, there we go. We have a Dana in the house. Good afternoon to you. And this is where, hang on, we get to voice those immortal words that I hear on every call now of, Dana, you're on mute.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's
sorry. Hi.
Hey, that's more like it. Well done.
Hi, sorry. Yeah, no, this has been a bit problematic today, hasn't it?
Yeah, normally it's very smooth. Normally it works really well. And for some reason today, I think it's because I've got two Zoom accounts. I've got a private one and a company one, and for some reason they're linked together. Never quite sure why that is. So maybe I was just using the wrong one or something. But I know when you were trying to dial in, I tried my mobile as well to dial in, and I got through, but it was harder than normal. So maybe Zoom's just having a bit of a challenge today.
Fair enough. So what's happening?
Well, yeah, James and I were just saying that in the crypto world, prices are going up, prices are going down, prices going across. Normal week in crypto, really.
Wonderful.
Yeah. Are you watching things
so can I start investing now then? Or shall I wait a bit longer? Or shall I just take a gamble?
So it used to be for any session I ran, I always used to say I'm not offering financial, legal, or
I know.
whatever advice. It's kind of funny. I was doing a call a couple of weeks back. I also had to add on, because I was talking about COVID-19 and the impact on crypto, of I'm not offering financial, legal, or tax advice or medical advice.
Good one.
Yeah. So. Yeah, so no advice really. Certainly, the numbers at the moment look like they're going up.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, I think that it seems to be since the big dump out and stuff. I think it's slowing down in terms of the ups and downs now, and I think that's a really good thing. It seems to be just kind of, I don't know, maybe maturing in a way. It just feels as a kind of, yeah, I feel far more comfortable now every time I buy. Yeah, I feel more comfortable now than at point, I think. And I think that's just because I'm not having these sort of parabolic ups and downs. And like, I remember once I sort of, it went up by a massive amount day, God knows what percentage. And one of my friends was like, "Oh, that's awesome." I'm like, no, it's not, because what goes up must come down. I don't want that. I want
True.
But that's the thing. It just feels like a roller coaster sometimes, and I hope finally kind of getting to a point of a bit of maturity in the space, maybe.
And that's the reports I'm reading are saying very much that maybe this is now the point at which things will stabilize out. There's more regulation coming into play. There's more standards coming into play. There's more big players from financial services coming into the market as well. So maybe we will see some stabilization going on.
Excellent.
Yeah. Did I read something about NASDAQ? I saw a headline about NASDAQ getting involved in the space or something. I don't know what it was. I don't know if anyone's run anything.
I can't remember. It might well be they're doing a pool or something. Like I forgot what you even call it now, where you represent it as a derivative in some way. But
yeah,
NASDAQ originally was going to be doing some stuff in crypto. That went very quiet, as did there was an Australian exchange called DTCC, and they were meant to be one of the first blockchain stroke crypto regulated exchanges, and that all went very quiet, and kind of like I think they shelved it for a while. So, see, we've got Dean trying to join us as well today.
No, lovely.
Yeah.
I was wondering who that is because I can see them trying to connect, but not successfully.
Yeah, I think this is showing it is some sort of weird Zoom problem, because normally when we've run these sessions in the past, everyone gets straight in, no problem. We're often away, as James will testify. Usually the connectivity is pretty decent. So yeah, maybe they're just having a few things. So how's life down in lockdown for you, Dana?
Very chilled and active at the same time, honestly. Just apparently I am on furlough for another month or so. So yay. But I've been brushing up on some fine skills with different courses online, so that's good, making the most of it.
Excellent.
But otherwise, no, just around the house, just taking it one step at a time, really. Just not overloading myself with all sorts of information, just getting the essentials out of what it is and making the most of it, really.
Oh, excellent. That's really good. Hey, Dean, you managed to connect at last? Looks like Dean's connected. Looks like Dean is connected, but it's those famous words of Dean, you're on mute.
Mute.
It's amazing.
Done that.
Yeah, but I think
yeah. I mean, I just yeah. I'm just trying to do one thing a day. That's what I'm doing. I'm so whatever it is. I'm trying to learn one thing a day, or I'm also reading as well. I realized how many books I've got that I've so it's just a total waste of money, and it's been a real joy to actually sit down and actually read something, and podcasts and stuff like that. So it's it's kind of been quite a reset for me, I found. It's
have you been working, James, for all of this?
Yeah, I have been I'd say so. I'm working in Surrey at the moment, frontline, and it's definitely slowed down now, which is good. But whether we'll get a second peak, I mean, that's a big thing, really. Yeah, but as long as we take those tablets, hydroxychloroquine or whatever that Trump tells us to, with a little bit of a top up of.
What, to clean yourself on the inside?
Right away, yeah. No, that is not medical advice.
Yeah, James, I'd strongly recommend you go and read the latest article in Lancet about that, where they've done the research. They've done the research on that, and it has a rather undesirable consequence.
I read it in the Lancet, and it's a huge study, like absolute ginormous. They've obviously gone, we're not going to just disprove this. We're going to get it and smash it out the water. Yeah, no, absolutely.
It's like 11,000 cases, wasn't it? And not good. So anyway, so has Dean managed to figure out how to unmute himself yet?
Press the space bar, Dean.
Shall we text him?
Yeah.
A bit of technology overload. He's probably connected and then gone away to make himself a cup of coffee or something. I was just checking to make sure there wasn't any messages on the forum or anything to say, hello, I can't get in. So, yeah. But, the crypto world seems to be interesting again. It's like we've been saying for the past few weeks. You'd kind of expect, with so much worldwide uncertainty, whether it's in the economy or business or people or whatever, for crypto to be having its moments right now.
Yeah.
But doesn't seem to be yet.
But then you look at then, you know, the American stocks and the FTSE as well. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So many of them are green, and like we're having the biggest recession of all time. I cannot get it. You know, I cannot work it out at all.
Yep.
And the more I'm kind of watching the business press and watching CNBC, the more I don't get it. I don't get it. Dino!
Hi guys, how you doing?
Dean, Merry
Hello.
Christmas. Merry Christmas.
I've appeared. How is everybody?
We are good. Good to see you've got over technology and you've managed to connect at last. Or you connected and then you disconnected. It's going to be one of those calls, isn't it? So,
Yeah.
He's gone away again. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry, my wife. I don't know what's happening. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, sorry about that, guys.
No worries. You've been watching the crypto world much, Dean?
Yeah, massively. Yeah. Apologies for my absence, but I've been rebuilding the house. Been working my ass off.
Oh, look at you, busy.
Yeah. Floors, walls, you name it. I've been doing it. Yeah, the crypto world, pretty interesting. Yeah, obviously I'm a Bitcoin Cash fan, and any of you guys heard about Cash Fusion that's going to be released?
No, tell us more.
No.
Well, the Bitcoin core development, Bitcoin Cash development team, they've already got it on desktop. It's a thing called Cash Fusion. So they had a thing called Cash Shuffle, which basically meant that governments and institutions that wanted to track people spending their crypto could be easily tracked. And Gary, we've had these conversations before, haven't we, about probably the worst thing that drug cartels and people that want to hide their money ever want to do is get involved in Bitcoin.
Yep.
Because they're absolutely going to be trackable. But what the guys have done at Bitcoin Cash developers is they've started off with Coin Shuffle, which is just basically shuffles cash amongst a pool or a group of people. So it's the equivalent of you going to the bank and being handed notes that are all got consecutive numbers. So you then stand in a pool of people and your cash all gets mixed up.
Mm-hmm.
So the next level now is Fusion. So basically with Fusion, the story is, and I've got to check into this, but the last podcast I listened to the other day confirmed this, is the amount of variables using Cash Fusion are going to be the equivalent to the stars in the galaxy.
Okay. So it's effectively trying to make it impossible to track back then.
Impossible. Yeah. And this is the thing, is that, you know, I know there's lots of dark coins out there, Monero, we've spoken about, and Zcash, which is another one that I'm a fan of. It just seems to be that progressively they're now ticking these boxes to make this a coin that's spendable. And, you know, last time do you remember those days, Gary, we used to be in Starbucks? Do you remember those days?
Indeed.
I do.
Exactly. When things used to be normal. I mean, you could see by the transaction that we used with Bitcoin Cash how quick it was. You know, the speed's there, the functionality's there, the security's going to be there. Apparently, it's going to be released by September of this year, and it's going to be in all wallets. So the next thing that they've got to do after that is going to be raise the value.
Okay, well that'll be interesting.
Element that hasn't got.
Well, that sounds positive going forward.
And this is the thing, that even though I hold Bitcoin, you know, a fair chunk, it's effectively as much use as a chocolate bloody teapot. Can't spend you can't. Well, you can spend it, but you know that it's slow. It's unreliable. It's a terrible user experience. Whereas everything using Bitcoin Cash has always been first class.
Well, this is
for
where
me, anyway.
This is where it's going to be interesting. That's why I showed the thing in the group the other day about the retailers in Venezuela who are now beginning to accept crypto, and Bitcoin was one of them. But yeah, you're right that they're more likely to actually use Litecoin or Bitcoin Cash or something. But it is that once you've got the ability to actually use this crypto stuff to buy and sell, as opposed to just buy to say you've got it. Because when you speak to most people at the moment and you say, well, do you actually buy anything with this cryptocurrency stuff? They go, well, no, not yet. I'm investing in the future. And then it seems that most people are still in the speculative phase of just buying this because they think it's something they'll need in the future. They don't know why or what, but it's just give it a go type thing. So yeah, I think it's good. Anything like that that allows some market traction in some way, which the traditional market, so it is the Starbucks, the Costas, if they can start using it as a means of transaction, then that's got to be good.
But wasn't that the first purpose or the main purpose of Bitcoin as such? That's what they're aiming for in the future, aren't they? With this,
you're right, but this is where it goes round in circles a little bit. That the original Bitcoin white paper basically said that the protocol was to provide a peer-to-peer electronic payment system with no third party in between. So it was this whole idea that you and I could transact without anyone else knowing about it, needing to know about it, or getting involved to facilitate it. But the problem with that is that you've got the ability to do it, but right now it is slow and it's relatively expensive for Bitcoin. Whereas Bitcoin Cash, Litecoin, they do allow it to be fast, cheaper, and that kind of thing. So I think we're going to go through a bit of an evolution still, where it might eventually achieve what it was supposed to do. I keep describing Bitcoin as a big experiment, and that's all it is. It's an experiment to see if this stuff will work, and we'll learn stuff as we go along with any other experiments.
Fast, cheap, and reliable.
Yeah, and that's what you want. And this is where it's kind of funny because everyone criticizes Nouriel Roubini, who's the economist who is vehemently against crypto, and he keeps saying, "Oh, crypto, it's a load of rubbish. It's not money." And you get the likes of Roger Ver and Tony Vase all kicking up against him, saying, "Oh, he's just being anti." He's absolutely right. You can't easily at the moment go into a shop in London or wherever and buy something with Bitcoin. First of all, because it's not priced in Bitcoin, and secondly, because the payment networks just aren't there yet. When that happens, then it becomes a means of exchanging value. And then when people start buying it because they can see it's got a future increase in its value, and that becomes stable, then it becomes a store of value, which is the second of things that money is. Then when you start seeing things priced in Bitcoin, like you see them priced in pounds or dollars, then it becomes a unit of account. So that's a monetary thing. And gradually, as each of these things happen, then it becomes electronic money. But it's not any of those things yet.
No, it's not.
But it'll take time. But this is where, again, I think a lot of it, I keep describing it as like aviation in the early days, kind of like the Wright brothers, though, where people are saying, "Oh, what happens with this thing if we stick 2 wings on it instead of 1 wing?" And what about if we stick the engine at the back instead of the front? And that caused it to crash. That didn't work. We'll get rid of that. Exactly the same with crypto. That you'll get a series of crashes where people will say, "Oh, let's do this thing called flash loans." And it's a shame Anthony's not with us today because he likes talking about DeFi and flash loans and that kind of thing, where they're now introducing this ability to make a sudden loan available to someone in crypto, which they can then use to fund something else and then pay it back. And this all happens within seconds. And it's all an interesting experiment, which is going quite badly wrong at times. And so there are people getting burned and losing money. And that will cause regulation to come in and lawyers and that kind of thing. So, yeah, We're all in a learning phase with this.
What's that?
I think Zoom's under a lot of pressure at the moment.
It is only with
seems to
three,
be,
with three,
yeah,
three people.
we've lost. Yeah, we lost just with 3. Yeah, I think what it is, Dana, is that it's now getting hammered so heavily now.
Yeah.
Yep.
We're this is things are going to obviously this is going to change the behaviour, even when lockdown is lifted.
We're going to run out of time in a couple of minutes because they only allow 30 minutes or whatever. But thanks very much for coming on today. I got a message from James to say you had to dive off due to the personal thing suddenly. So hopefully we'll be able to run this again next week. We get a few people joining in again. We've had in the past, like Danny's been on and David's been on. James is quite often a regular, and Anthony as well. So yeah, that hopefully be good to keep these things going for a while. So
yeah.
So what I'll say now is I'll sign off in my usual way, which is to say now go and wash your hands.
Yeah, and, absolutely lovely to see the pair of you.
Yep.
And hopefully it will be the real things. Be the real thing soon.
Well, is it DeLuca's in Bourne End? That's open again. You know the Italian.
Oh yeah, I know it. I've been there. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I cycle over to Bourne End and back a few days a week, and that's open nowadays. That's quite good. So we could always meet up in Bourne End or something, maybe.
Yeah, sounds great.
Yeah, that's an idea.
You're both looking really well, so have a great day. Have a great week.
And you keep well, keep safe, guys. All the best. Bye bye.